Longlegs is a brand new 2024 film directed by Perkins and starring Micah Monroe and Nicolas Cage. And this one was definitely a film that has been getting a lot of hype, quietly, you could say. um, it got a lot of people's attention because of the marketing and the very subtle and minimal marketing for sure. Especially the fact that you always saw Nicolas Cage on his name on the posters, but you never saw him in the film. And they're definitely right when they say that his performance and his the way he looks is very exaggerated and extremely on the creepy side, definitely. But I like the way they chose to market this one, and I don't know how long this review is going to be because this is one I don't want to get into spoilers with at all. Um, but it's been out for a little while, so I'm sure people who have heard about stuff have already heard about it. But I'm still gonna keep it as basic and simple as I can, and just kind of give the vibe more of the film. Basically, you have this FBI agent. Tracking down the serial killer played by Nicolas Cage, and she has some skills. We'll just say that some other people in the FBI don't happen to have, and this makes her very valuable to be tracking this killer down. A lot of things happen in this film. It is quite a linear film. A lot of people were saying that it's like very artistic and it's kind of like an art house film where you have to piece things together and stuff like that. And although there's like, breadcrumbs in the background and you'll see like Easter eggs to things that you'd otherwise miss, but some people will catch, the story itself is quite linear. Like the way the film plays out from first act to third, you pretty much know what's going on, and it's quite easy to follow. There's some great moments, especially like interrogation scenes with Nicolas Cage's character himself. Micah Monroe also plays an interesting character. I remember Micah Monroe from the film It Follows. That's where I first saw her, and then I forgot about her for a long time until she started popping up in other things more recently. Like she was in God is a Bullet, sorry, that I reviewed on the channel very recently, and now she's in this, and she plays an interesting character. Very stone faced though, and definitely not one to display a lot of emotion, and that's obviously done on purpose. So some people might find her character boring, but her character is the way she is for a reason. She gives it her all in a lot of ways. This film can definitely make you feel uncomfortable for many different reasons, and I bought the whole story and I bought pretty much everything as it went through. A lot of people are comparing this to Silence of the Lambs and Seven, and I don't see much Silence of the Lambs personally, but I unless they're comparing certain characters to Silence of the Lambs, but I definitely see a lot more Seven. The whole mood and atmosphere of this film is purely Seven by David Fincher. Yes, I was gonna say David Lynch. I'm like, it's not that. David Fincher. This film is just packed with that kind of atmosphere and style, and the way it looks, the darks and everything, really feels like it was made in the '90s. Like you probably could trick somebody into thinking this is a film from the '90s if they had no clue or if they had never heard of it before, or if the person literally has never heard of this and didn't know it came out in 2024. You could trick somebody with it because they don't it's not like there's '90s references all over the screen. It's just the way the film is shot and the atmosphere of it feels that way. So I really like the plot. Like I said, I only had it's not a complaint. I just didn't understand one specific thing that happens pretty much in the climax of the film, because basically Micah Monroe, I'll just say she has the chance to do something to save somebody essentially, but she doesn't end up doing so, and it's kind of random, and I don't see the reason why she wouldn't. So I'll just leave it at that. But I was just sitting there a little confused, and I was kind of asking myself if I missed something, or I just didn't really get why the scene would play out the way it did. But on a rewatch, maybe that'll be fixed. I ended up giving this a 4 out of 5, and that's mainly because this film merits a bunch of rewatches. And the very final scene, like the final frame before the credits roll, I just love that part. Without saying too much, someone says something that's just very fitting to the movie. So, and like a really creepy, very uncomfortable, very sinister last line kind of thing. So, that's really all I want to say. I don't want to get too deep into this one because it's still new, and people need to experience this one uh, as blindly as possible. But you want to be surprised with a film like this. You don't want too many things ruined. So that'll be that for Longlegs. I really enjoyed it, and I strongly recommend it. So subscribe to American Film Fan if you'd like to listen to my voice, or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel already. Stay tuned for what's coming. Until next review, have a good one. Take care and cheers.